Hey you guys, it's Andrea. This is Geeky Girls Journal, and I just wanted to share something with you quickly. I was dropping my daughters off earlier, and I was coming out of their school building. I was driving out of the school building, and the way that the school building is set up, when you're driving out, you're coming out of the circle, and then the circle kind of leads out into a main street, onto a main street. And I'm coming out of the circle, and I'm waiting at the stop sign for all of this traffic to pass, right? And I'm just waiting, There's a lot of traffic. So as I'm sitting there and watching and waiting to get my turn, the person in back of me I can see them inching up. Have you all ever had that happen to you before, where somebody in back of you just continues to kind of like move up inch by inch, almost as if they were trying to get me to go out into traffic? Have you ever had that happen to you? So this person kept inching up, and they were almost tapping my bumper. Like, they were so close that they were almost tapping my bumper. So I'm like, what's going on with this person? Like, why do they keep inching up? And you can look through your rear view mirror and see this happening. So as I'm looking through the rear view mirror, I'm looking and I'm just like, why is she continuing to move forward when I can't even move? I can't move out into the traffic because the traffic is a continuous flow, and I have to sit there because I'm at a stop sign. So I'm just sitting here watching. I'm like, please don't hit my bumper. Please don't hit my bumper. And she just keeps moving, inch by inch. And I'm sitting here wondering, like, what does she see that I don't see? Right? I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the traffic pass, and it's continuing to pass. There was no break for me to go out. So I was just like, okay, what does she want me to do? Like, what am I supposed to do in this situation? So I'm just sitting there. Of course, I'm sitting there. I'm not going to go out into traffic because somebody else is trying to push me into traffic. So the next thing I know, I sit there and I'm looking, and I'm still looking, waiting for a clear moment. And then I see her go like this, like that. So I was like, and then I thought about it. I was almost instantly convicted, you all. I told you, God is working on me in certain areas. I'm transforming still. So this was something that convicted me and caught my attention right away, right? So initially, I'm sitting there, and the weird thing is, I wasn't even upset. I wasn't worked up. I was just kind of sitting there like, what does she want me to do? Drive out into traffic? Have you ever had that moment where you like somebody just so impatient that they're trying to move you out into traffic? But if they were the person in your shoes, I'm pretty sure they would not drive out into traffic. So I'm sitting here like, okay, lady, what do you want? So finally, this is when, I realized something. I realized that I can be the same way. I may not have been the same way in that moment like she was, trying to get somebody to go out into traffic, because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to force somebody to drive out into traffic. Like, I thought, man, that's kind of crazy. What she want me to do? So no, I'm not talking about that. I wouldn't, inch my way up until I'm about to hit somebody's bumper just to push them into traffic, or to get them to go into traffic when I want them to go into traffic. But what I heard from God was, you know what, you do the same thing. And I was kind of like, what? I was kind of like, what do you mean? And I instantly got it. I don't do the same thing where I'm trying to push somebody out into traffic, but I do the same where I am impatiently waiting for something. Like, I'm waiting for something to happen. And I made a video about this. Remember, the impatiently waiting video, it was called something. I can't remember, but I'll put it up here. So yeah, and that I do this. I don't in the physical all the time, but in my inability to wait on God sometimes, I did the same thing she did, just in a different form. I'm always saying, I want this to happen. I want it to happen right now. Lord, where are you? Why aren't you right here? Why, what's happening? Lord, why isn't this happening right now? Lord, when is this going to happen? And then, he showed me something that, just the way I was sitting there, and I could see all the oncoming traffic. I could see the people coming to me from the left and from the right. I could see all these vehicles. And perhaps she couldn't see them because she was in back of me. That's the same way I am with God. God can see all these things coming from my left, my right, up here, down there, just every angle. He can see everything that's coming toward me. He can see the big picture. I can't see it. All I can see is what's in front of me. And I want to move, but I have to learn that it's in God's timing that I have to move. I cannot move when I want to move, because God sees the big picture, you see. He sees those things that I cannot see. So in that moment, he was trying to show me, and I told you all, God shows me things when I'm going through something like an experience, and then I'm like, that's my aha moment, because I truly get it. So he was showing me that, I'm the same way when I want something. When I want something, I want to go right now. I want it to happen right now. And God was showing me that it cannot happen the way that I want it to happen all the time. It can't happen in my time all the time. And I'm sorry you all about that. It's the sunlight. So let me move up a little bit. It can't happen in my timing. It has to happen when God wants it to happen and when it's in God's timing. It has to happen when it's the right time. And I have to be okay with waiting. Just like that lady in back of me. She had to be okay with waiting, because I could see all the oncoming traffic. I could see those things, right? That's God. God can see those things, and he blocks those things for us, right? He makes sure that everything is clear and the path is ready for us to do what we're called to do, or do whatever that task is at hand, or to do what he wants us to do. But we have to remember it's in his time, and we have to trust him enough to wait, to be able to experience it when we're ready and when he's ready for us to experience it. So I just wanted to share that with you all. Let me know in the comment section if you've ever had anything similar happen where something was happening in your life and then God kind of convicted you and showed you right in that moment where something was happening. Or just let me know if you can relate to this video. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.